All right, so are we getting into this one
All right,
now?
let's do this. We got
25 Slays of Christmas.
25 Slays of Christmas. We are at Slay
Slay 21.
21, dude.
Whoop, whoop, whoop,
21.
whoop.
This one was dope.
Yeah, it was a
This
better
one was
watch out.
great. Better watch out.
I
From
actually really fucking love this one.
it came out in 2016. And my biggest
Right.
thing with this is that I have gone since 2016 constantly like around this movie. That's around the time I started working at the video store and stuff. I'd heard a lot of great things about this. I'd always wanted to check it out. And somehow, some way, in 4 years' time, it has not been spoiled for me. And
I know, right?
so allow us to say right now, it's going to be hard to talk about this one without getting into the spoilers. So if
It
you
really
want
is.
to go into this
Yeah.
movie completely fresh, like we did, just back out
Well,
now.
wait, here. Actually, explained this movie today to somebody, my homie
Okay,
Rio. So the way I explained it was kind of how the trailer seemed. I said, so the movie is kind of set up. If you watch the trailer,
like a
it's set
fucked up
up
Home Alone.
like a fucked up Home Alone. Like this kid has his babysitter come over and she has some sort of beef with breaking up with a boyfriend and he decides he's coming over with his dudes.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's like the gist. That's like what we had going into this movie. So
Yeah,
if you don't want spoilers, then
yeah.
from this point forward, don't go into it because that
Dip
just
out
being
right
set,
now.
yeah,
Come back
being set
another
up
time.
with that, that's what we were set up with. So yeah, go watch it right now and then come back and watch the rest of this video.
Yeah.
For sure.
So
For
from this point
sure.
forward, spoilers, because this movie was nothing like I thought it was going to be at all,
No.
in the best of ways.
Yeah.
So I thought the kid from Fat Man was a little psychopath. Um,
Right.
oh my
Right.
gosh, this kid takes the cake for the naughtiest of the bunch for sure, and
Oh,
it was such
fuck
a
yeah.
nice departure from everything else we had watched this season.
Yeah, because I was really like waiting for this like group of goons to come in. And like when it turns out to be the kid's friend, you're like, wait,
Yeah. Wait a second.
what?
What? And I thought it was going to get real weird there for a minute. I thought it was going to be like some time travel stuff, like this is them from the future coming in to like do some shit. But then it said no. It's
Yeah.
weirder. It's this kid is just he's so obsessed with his babysitter that he orchestrates this entire night, this entire evening, everything that happens, and he's just like one of those kids that's just like like always lies, always gets his way out of things, like
Yeah, because he's trying to like scare her into being into him because
into
he's
him,
like
yeah, because
5 years
he's
younger.
so he's like he's 12 years old and she's
Right.
17, yeah, and so he's a just the craziest goddamn 12-year-old you've ever met in your life.
It made me
And,
uneasy. Like
very
I felt
uneasy.
uneasy.
Because like I was thinking about it, especially in the scene where he's got her and the first of the boyfriends that shows up tied up together,
Right.
and he's like, "I want to watch you fuck." Like that scene, I'm like,
Yeah, Ricky.
"Whoa!" Like that was super uncomfortable. But I was thinking about it, and I'm like, "This is." Exactly like those other movies you see where there's like some psychopath that like takes some hostages and is like fucking with their heads and all this shit. But it's just like, what if that psychopath was a 12-year-old boy? and
Right.
and and that's what this movie was. And I was just like, and the friend in it too, he was just a ride or die little 12-year-old friend
He really was. I was
who,
waiting for him to turn the whole time. Like, you are good, my dude. Like, turn
yeah,
good.
but I just dig that like the whole reason he stuck with it, even though there were like times when he was scared and shit, and people are like, yo, like why are you doing this, like he's dragging you down with him, and he's just like, he's my best friend, dude. And it's like I kind of feel that, like
Right.
as somebody
Yeah.
with a lifelong best friend, like I do get that. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, fuck, he's my best friend, man. And especially when
It's
you're
very
12,
true.
like that shit means everything to you when you're 12. So it's like
Yeah.
there's a
You
lot of
ride or die
realism
at
there,
12.
with that loyalty between them two.
Yeah, you really ride or die at 12.
Yeah, and the best friend and then the babysitter, those two played brother and sister in that M Night Shyamalan movie, The Visit,
Oh,
where
okay.
they go see the grandparents and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So and that was only like a year or two before this movie came out. So they were in two movies back to back. I could see that kid going places for sure. The one that plays the friend. He's been in a lot of stuff. I can see him. I'm interested to see where his career goes. The main kid that plays,
Phew.
oh man,
He scared the shit out of me,
He
dude.
he
I don't
did really
know.
good. I mean,
But
he was
I
like,
kept thinking, like, I was like, man, if I'm in this situation, I'm kicking this little shit's ass. But then, like, the Ricky character comes
uh
along and he kind of tries to do that. And it just shows how the kid still fucking found a way.
yeah, the kid always seems he's just very calculating and manipulative and just fucking downright crazy to the bone, dude. There's no other way to put it. And definitely has what is currently my slay of the week for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
I'll see if this one gets topped, because usually these number ones that we pick usually stick. So
That is true.
We'll
That is
we'll
true.
we'll see. It's pretty early. It's Christmas week. We have no idea. This was, as I said, I texted you that one time. It's like we were hitting our Christmas horror fatigue, and it's like Santa said, let me slip you something fresh. Like he
Yeah.
heard us and
Yeah.
he hooked us up with a fresh one. So for me, this was one that I just kept watching my score keep going up and up and up as
Oh,
the movie
yeah.
went. And when all is said and done, I think I got to settle on a 9 out of 10 on this one.
9 out of 10. You're going with
Yeah,
9 out of 10.
I really fucking liked it. I almost went 8.5, but I really started thinking about it. I'm like, this is like, I really dig movies like this. And this one is definitely a new favorite of mine for sure.
I mean, so my score originally, I was going to go with, I think 7.5.
Mhm.
But talking about it, like you're right, like it was definitely different. It was definitely fresh, and it was a pretty good story. And I love the ending. It had a pretty
Mhm.
wicked ending that, like I told you, I sent you a text like, man, this movie at first,
Yeah.
at the end, I was kind of pissed, but then I was like, okay, fuck yeah, I love it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and bump it to 8. The 0.5 for potential. We got to throw that on there.
Right.
So
So
I mean, this it lived up to some potential, I think, but I think it had potential to be a
so
little
all
bit
in all,
more.
you're saying 8.5?
No, I went from 7.5 to 8 because,
Oh,
like
you
I
the
told you,
0.5 for I
the one
gotcha.
thing that I didn't like, I feel like a couple of the kills, they could have
Uh-huh.
been a little bit more gorier. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I think
I
that's
hear
why
you.
it had potential to be a little bit more gorier, but I feel like that's not what it was trying to be anyway.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
definitely
just
think
my
it toned
personal
it down in the gore department to turn it up in the discomfort department.
Yeah, yeah,
Like for
it
sure.
was very discomforting. So yeah, I go 8. 8, solid 8.
And don't forget the fact that like the whole movie, like I love that this kid's voice is like cracking, like like he's full
Right.
blown in puberty, like as this is happening. Like his voice is just constantly cracking throughout the whole movie, which just adds like a whole layer to it.
Yeah, it's definitely messed up.
Yeah, this is definitely one of my more
I would watch this one again for sure. For
absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely. I've already been recommending this one to people. So 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Nice.
Well, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Would
There's that
recommend.
there's
8 out of
that
10.
10th
Would
person that
recommend.
I'll be like, you probably wouldn't like this.
True. True. There
All
you
right.
go, man. That's how
Yeah.
it goes. And we'll live to slay another day. And we're going to come at you tomorrow with some more freshness. Peep us on Spotify, Anchor, peep the website, chaseandship.com.
All
Go
these
to
places.
Anchor. You can leave messages for us. We'll answer your questions. We'll
Mhm.
talk what you want us to hear. I don't give a shit. Hate on us. Go ahead. We love it. See you next time.